G'day folks, Okidoke here with another compact review. Today I'm going to be looking at author Patricia Cornwell, a very successful American author who writes a lot of crime thrillers and sold over 100 million copies around the world. Just be mindful, there could be possible spoilers in this review. I've read about 22 of Patricia Cornwell's novels and I've just bought another one. Most of those have been the series involving Dr. K. Scarpetta, which I'll be mainly concerned with here today, but her other few are in the similar crime vein. I started off reading The Body of Evidence, and that got me hooked onto Patricia Cornwell's books, particularly the Scarpetta series. Cornwell, like several other authors, has developed a circle of ever-evolving characters in her book, and helps the reader feel like they're aging gracefully with the characters. Dr. Scarpetta is an inquisitive medical examiner who regularly teams up with Detective Pete Marino to solve murders. As the series progresses, Cornwell has her characters go through the whole gamut of emotions through vocational and relationship conflicts. Her stories contain colourful characters, heinous villains, vivid crime scenes, and very detailed post-mortems. Cornwell also includes up-to-date technology in her writing. She obviously likes to show the reader that she's researched her subjects, which is a good thing, but sometimes it became a little bit tedious in some of her books, and you get to the point where you're asking yourself, yeah, okay, can we get back to the story instead of telling me all about this gadget or whatever? Port Mortuary was a typical example of this. I was annoyed a bit at the continuing explanations of all the tech, but I was quite amazed by what was in there, and it's all real. I found the characters generally believable, some more than others, based on my own life experiences. Probably my favourite is Pete Marino. I like his gruff demeanour. He seems to ring true a bit more than some of the others. I sometimes wonder when an author writes how much of their own selves and people that they know are involved in the book. When I read some of the Wikipedia entry on Patricia Cornwell, I could see where she gets some of her ideas in her books. There's obviously conflicts with sexuality and mental health, abusiveness in families, things like that, all help to character development. Now, Cornwell isn't the only author to do this, but I found that she made ancillary police characters look quite inept or arrogant at times, while the villains were portrayed as being really clever and always adept at their criminal activities. Now, I'm not too sure how they do things in America, but here in Australia, medical examiners and coroners don't do as much as she does in her books, and Wiki does confirm that she does do a little bit more than real-life medical examiners. I often found myself in stages of a book saying, why is she doing that? Something else I've found with Cornwell's writing is that you'll be really engrossed with the story, and then suddenly you'll realise that you're not very far off the end, and you're wondering how she's going to wrap it all up. But somehow she does, sometimes too simply. And you're left wondering whether she might have got a phone call from her publisher telling her that the publication date's just around the corner, so she better hurry up. So sometimes that was a little bit disappointing. For some reason, in 2003, Cornwell decided to go from a first-person narrative to a third-person in The Blowfly. And she kept this up for about 7 years until she came to Port Mortuary and went back to a first person. To me, the first person narrative or the third person didn't make too much difference. I still enjoyed the stories as they were. I generally give Cornwell's books about a 7 out of 10. Would I recommend them to the reader? Yeah, of course I would. They're a simple and easy story to read, quite gripping, and the fact that the Scarpetta series just keeps growing and evolving with the characters and the technology and the science, the forensic science, it does want to make you keep reading and see how far it can go. Some of the villains in the book do make a repeat appearance, so that can be quite an interesting factor in itself. She does get tormented by some of them, that's for sure. And if you're not too picky about some of the details in her books, like I often am, you'll probably really enjoy them. I hope you like this compact review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.